But I think because you're so nice, there's not one person on the planet that's going to be like, Amani is a jerk. Like nobody's going to do that.
Well, there could be a few, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, but we don't want to invite them to ask us any questions
Yes.
anyways. They can just, they can,
Yes,
they
kick
can,
rocks.
yeah,
They can
kick rocks.
All right, we are back for another mini episode, and today we are going to talk about a new, well, it's not a new installment, but we're going to add some focus and visibility to an installment that's actually our guest's favorite and our favorite, the Flip the Script. Mandi, fill us in first, because this was your idea. You came up with this idea originally, so talk to us about how the idea originated and where we're taking it in the future.
Okay. So, Flip the Script. So we've been 4 years doing this podcast. When we developed the format of the podcast, we were like, we're going to kibitz on the front end. We're going to introduce the guests like they're a rock star. Mandi and Amani go back and forth with questions. And then 30 to 40 minutes in, we flip the script and we invite the guest to ask us a couple questions. Now,
yes,
we give this format to the guests in advance because we want them to be prepared with the question. And we also let them know, embarrass us. Like we do this off camera. We let them know, like, embarrass us, ask us any question you want. No question is off limits. We also tell them how we met, because a lot of times people want to ask that question and our audience is probably bored with that question. So we give them a little guidance, but we don't know what that question is. And that was designed to have some spontaneity in the, in the interview, but it also, I think it came from, for me, I have been interviewed on so many podcasts where, I like facilitating conversations. Like I didn't like just sitting there, just answering questions the whole time. Like I really wanted it to feel like a true conversation. I think it sounds better when it feels like a true conversation. And I think it feels better to the guests when you are participating in a different way too. So that's where it came from. But we have a new podcast manager who we love, Mike, and he had been listening to our podcast and he was like, gosh, I really like this Flip the Script segment. And I don't know about you, but Amani, when Mike said that to you, did you consider it a segment, or like, what did you think about how he positioned that? Because I hadn't considered it a segment before.
No, I'm just glad he shined some light to it and thought outside the box to maybe let's take this and make it more. That's what I was really appreciative of, because we had just been kind of on cruise control.
Yeah.
And so he was, wise enough to think outside the box and be like, you know what, you all should do more at this because it is unique. I will admit to you, it is unique. So yeah.
Yeah. And so for everybody listening and watching, he actually created a sub channel on our YouTube channel. So there's actually a sub channel called Flip the Script. So if you don't want to watch or listen to the podcast at all, you could actually just listen to all these crazy questions that guests have asked us over the years. And they're never more than like 7 minutes long. Like sometimes it's 1 minute, sometimes it's 7 minutes. And some questions are really good and others are just kind of like standard fare. But I like that it's an actual segment. So now, as an honoring of our 4-year podcast anniversary, we're starting now in July. We're starting to release just the Flip the Script episodes as well. So I'm really excited about that too. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, it gives us more content, more valuable content, so it fills up our week. So it's all good, and that's a favorite segment of guests and myself. So why not shine some more light on it?
Okay, can I file a grievance with you, Amani? Like a public grievance, really quick.
Yes, Go ahead. I'm nervous.
Okay, there are some times in the show where you say, okay, we've come to that part in the show where we allow you to ask us a question. I know you don't say it like that, but that's how I hear it. And I always wonder, like, you're so nice, so I'm sure nobody thinks anything. But I sometimes wonder, does the guest feel like, oh, you're going to allow me? Like, lucky me. So I wonder, does it feel better? And I guess, like, you tell me, like, does it feel better to the guests to say, well, we invite you to ask us a question, or like like it's your turn, or am I just
Yeah.
being like hypersensitive? Like, what do you think about like the way we
No.
present that to the guests?
Yeah. That's a valid grievance. I'll accept
Oh,
that. I'll
you'll
accept that.
accept that
Yeah.
grievance in the
Yeah.
inbox?
And I could use better words, always working on improving the words we use, give you an opportunity, a lot, just,
Oh,
it's
give
your
you an
turn to,
opportunity. I hadn't thought
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's what
fun.
I'm saying. That's what I thought of when you said that. So we can use better language to make it more friendly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I think because you're so nice, there's not one person on the planet that's going to be like,
Yeah.
Amani is a jerk. Like nobody's going to do that.
Well, there could be a few, but that's
Oh,
okay.
well, yeah, but we don't want to invite them to ask us any
Yes.
questions anyways. They can just, they can,
Yes,
they
kick
can,
rocks.
yeah,
They can kick
kick
rocks. Yes.
rocks. God. All I could think of was like 17 swear words that I knew I wasn't allowed to
Yes,
say in
yes,
that, in
yes,
that
kick rocks.
moment. So thanks for
So,
inviting me to
okay.
be honest there. Yeah.
Yes. Please always be honest. Okay, so I'll just make sure to remember to use some different vocabulary, some more open and inclusive and just friendly vocabulary. I'm on it.
Do you have any grievances you want to file with me about Flip the Script? I'm welcome. I
Nope.
welcome your grievances.
I will. I don't have any currently, but I'll make sure to write them down and bring them up when I do have them.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any Flip the Script question that somebody asked you that is memorable for you?
Oh, when they ask about my dating life, who was that? Was that Melissa Majors? I think Melissa asked me about that. I forget who it was. Someone asked about that. That was memorable.
Do you like that or do you not like that when somebody asks you
Yeah,
about your dating life?
it's cool.
Okay,
It's
good.
cool because if we talk about it, it's open game.
Yeah.
Um, and then someone asked me questions about specific, like music. Whenever they ask me music-based questions, like artist or business, like I love those too. That's good because that shows that they understand what I do.
Yeah. Are there
How about
any you
you?
wish more people would ask you? Like, are you like, oh, I just wish they would ask me this question?
Well, most people are very curious about being a professor, so more of those questions. But for some reason, they don't really ask. Now, EJ, he just asked that, so that was good.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. And maybe because we're very unique in that we've lived in many, many cities across the world, country. So people can, because most people pretty much stay close to home, so to speak, for the most part.
Yeah.
So if they ask about the different cities we've worked in or lived, I think that would be interesting to discuss too, because they're so fascinating.
I love that. I've never asked you that. Maybe we'll do that on our Ask Us Anything in our anniversary
Okay,
show. I've never
okay,
asked you that
okay.
question. That's a good tip.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I like it. One of the most memorable was Jess Ekstrom when she asked me for marriage advice, which nobody would ever ask me for marriage advice. I'm not like the best person to give marriage advice. She wasn't asking me for herself. She was just like saying, because I had talked about dating my husband previously to her, like in a speech we were talking about. So I thought that was a cute question. And the answer was really, I didn't even know it was going to come out of my mouth. And
Yeah,
I liked
yeah,
what came out of my mouth. I thought it was really nice. I played it for Scoot and he thought that was really sweet. So
yeah,
sometimes you get asked these questions, you have no idea what answer you're going to give. And then the
yeah,
answer comes out. You're
yeah.
like, oh, that was a great
That was good.
answer. I
Yes,
knew I
yeah,
had
that
that
was
in
good.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're like, give me snaps, give me
Yeah.
snaps.
Give me snaps. Yeah. So
Actually, yes.
Jess Ekstrom's question was good. And then, I like it when people ask me questions about growing up. Like I like when they ask me about Ohio or my family. You asked me some great questions about
Mhm.
growing up and my family. I
Yeah,
love to talk about my family. So
yeah,
I always love
yeah.
those.
See, we'll give you snaps too. Hold on. Oh, it didn't work. See, but my sound effects are working now with Riverside, so that's a
Good.
good sign.
Good
So we're
to
gonna
know.
yes, we're gonna work on that. All right. Well, that is a good mini episode. We'll be
Mhm.
back next week with another one on a different topic, and we'll work on our language and all the things. Thanks for watching and listening to this mini episode. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Please subscribe on YouTube and share with a friend.
Check
And
out
with
Flip the
that,
Script. Check out Flip the Script.
yes, on YouTube, correct? It'll be on our YouTube
Yeah.
channel, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It'll be on YouTube. And with that, we thank you for your support and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.